Most people believe the only way to get rich is to work more hours, but the truth? Many wealthy people actually work less as their income grows. It sounds like a total paradox, right? If money is traditionally tied to time, how can you have more of one without sacrificing the other? The reality is that the hardest workers in the world are often the ones with the least amount of money in their bank accounts. So how do some people make more money without working more? In this video, I'll show you the exact strategies wealthy people use to grow their income without adding more hours to their day. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to disconnect your earnings from your clock. And one of these strategies can multiply your income even while you sleep, allowing you to build true financial freedom and change your life forever. Let's talk about the trap most people fall into. We are conditioned from a very young age to trade our time for money, whether you are a cashier making $15 an hour or a high-end lawyer making $500 an hour. You are stuck in a linear relationship. This is the time for money trap. The problem with linear income is that it doesn't scale. You only have 24 hours in a day. Even if you never slept and worked every single second, your income would eventually hit a hard ceiling. This is why working harder doesn't necessarily make you wealthy. Most people try to increase their income through overtime, taking on second jobs, or starting side hustles that require even more of their physical presence. While this might help pay the bills in the short term, it's a recipe for burnout, not wealth building. Wealthy people realize early on that they cannot work their way to massive riches through manual labor or hourly clockings. They understand the limitation of hourly income and shift their focus towards scalable income. Once you understand this one concept, money starts working for you instead of the other way around. It is about moving from a system of addition to a system of multiplication. The core concept we need to discuss is leverage. In physics, a lever allows you to lift a heavy object with very little physical effort. In finance, leverage works exactly the same way. It allows you to move massive amounts of capital or generate huge returns without a proportional increase in your labor. There are four main types of leverage that wealthy people use: money, systems, people, and technology. Rich people don't scale their effort, they scale their output. Think about it this way: a construction worker trades his physical hours to build a house. He gets paid for the work he does today, but an investor uses money as leverage to own the entire housing development. The investor isn't swinging a hammer, yet he receives the lion's share of the profit because he leveraged his capital. The worker is stuck in a 1-to-1 ratio, while the investor is in a 1-to-many ratio. As we move through this video, you will see how each of these four pillars supports a lifestyle where work becomes optional. I'm going to reveal the most powerful form of leverage later on, which is actually free for anyone to use starting today. It is the type of leverage that requires no permission from anyone else to get started. And the first strategy is owning assets. This is perhaps the most fundamental pillar of wealth building. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket regardless of whether you show up to an office or not. Wealthy individuals focus on acquiring stocks, index funds, real estate, and royalties. These assets generate cash flow and grow in value over time through the power of compounding. Let's look at a simple example. If you have $500,000 invested in a diversified portfolio, earning an average of 8% annually, you are earning $40,000 per year without doing a single minute of work. That is passive income in its purest form. This is exactly how generational wealth is created and maintained over centuries. Contrast this with a job where you must perform a task to receive a paycheck. With assets, the money itself is the employee. It works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with no breaks and no complaints. Real estate works similarly. You buy a property once, and every month tenants pay you rent. Over decades, the property value increases while the debt is paid down. You're essentially getting paid for owning, not for doing. Imagine getting paid even on days you do nothing. That is the power of asset ownership. It is about building a foundation that grows on its own. And next we have strategy number 2, building scalable income. This is about creating income streams that grow without requiring extra hours from you. It represents a complete departure from the industrial age mindset where physical presence was mandatory. In the old economy, if you wanted to sell a product, you had to physically manufacture it and hand it to a customer. In the new economy, we have digital products, YouTube channels, online courses, software, and books. The magic of these items is that you create them once and sell them thousands or even millions of times. Think about an online course. You might spend 50 hours filming and editing the content. That's a lot of work up front, but once it's finished, it doesn't matter if 10 people buy it or 10,000 people buy it. Your workload remains the same. A $20 product sold 10,000 times generates $200,000. If you were working an hourly job, you would have to work for years to see that kind of return. This is the ultimate contrast with hourly work. In a traditional job, you have a capped upside. In a scalable business, you have the same initial effort, but an unlimited upside. This is how creators and entrepreneurs become millionaires while working fewer hours than the average corporate employee. They are selling ideas and code, not time. Strategy 3 uses other people's time. People with money stop doing things. They hire others to reclaim their most important resource: time. This can be done by hiring full-time workers, outsourcing to freelancers, or delegating to management. This change is major. Owners run the system, but workers do the labor. Imagine a business owner who profits from 10 employees. Each worker contributes 8 hours per day, totaling 80 hours. The owner may just work 4 hours to manage the operation, but they gain from the team's output. Your productivity exceeds one person's physical capacity, creating wealth. Delegating administrative chores and basic upkeep lets you focus on strategy and wealth building. You no longer limit your success. Instead of playing every instrument, you command an orchestra. The fourth strategy is tech and automation. Modern leveraging has transformed wealth creation. We have automated businesses, AI technologies, e-commerce platforms, and content automation that can do 100 jobs. Technology lets one individual instantaneously contact millions worldwide. A YouTube video watched by 1 million people requires the same effort as one watched by 10. Platform technology manages distribution, hosting, and delivery. Create value once, and the system scales it. Also pertains to e-commerce. An automated business can take orders, handle payments, and generate shipping labels while you sleep. AI solutions make it easier to write programming, create marketing text, and manage customer service without a large team. As the great equalizer, technology allows the average person to build a massive empire with very little overhead. It turns a single individual into a global enterprise. Everything we've mentioned demands a major mentality shift. The wealthiest ask different questions than the poor or middle class. Instead of how can I work more hours to make more money, they question how can this work without me? This shifts you from machine component to machine architect. Start valuing results and systems instead of effort. System building, asset ownership, leverage, and scalable prospects are significant shifts. If you're always seeking methods to step away from your income streams, you're doing well. Money alone isn't true wealth. Real riches come from the time, flexibility, and autonomy to fully experience life. What is the practical first step for someone who desires this? Start creating the foundation now, but you can't quit your work tomorrow. Step 1 is to make more money from your main income so you have extra left over. Next, continuously invest the extra money in income-generating assets like stocks or real estate. Step 3 is to create or acquire a scalable asset like a digital product or small automated business. Step 4 is to reinvest asset profits in more leverage. Finally, step 5 is to create several income streams to avoid dependence. Wealth grows throughout time. It starts slowly but accelerates as your assets and systems increase. The snowball you make will slide down the hill on its own. Building processes that work for you is the key to prosperity, not working harder. Freedom, not money, is the goal. You want your assets to pay your lifestyle, not your activity. If you stop working, the money stops, but you still have things you need to take care of. Stop sacrificing your life for a paycheck and hunt for leverage today. Real financial freedom awaits smart, not just hard. The choice is yours. Keep trading time for money or build systems that work for you.